I'm Chris Trenzer. I'm the Director of Instruction at Gallagher's Canyon in Kelowna, British Columbia. And I'm also a junior coach, TPI certified level 2. And we have a fantastic junior program at Gallagher's Canyon that I'm personally really proud of, trying to support the future of our game. The reason for this video is just to give a little bit more clarity to the parents that sometimes arrive at the training and are confused with different stations that they see. Not every station that we have is a golf-specific station. And parents are wondering sometimes, why is my kid throwing a frisbee right now? Why is my kid sprinting and decelerating quickly? Why is it in a plank? Why is it holding these positions? And although the kids always have a lot of fun, and it's usually also very involved in a competition kind of scenario, I want to create some clarity with my friends here who are all fantastic athletes. And so I'm going to ask a couple of guys, or maybe I'll ask John, who's a trainer here at the Aspire first, like what he thinks is very vital in junior development.
Yeah. So these guys are still very young, and even though we want them to gain specificity in their sport, we still want them to be athletes. The more specific that youth get, especially children, but even young guys like these guys, if they get too specific too soon, they're just going to get buried deeper and deeper in their pattern, their golf swing, which is not a bad thing, but if they can't get out of that golf swing and live the rest of their lives being able to transfer their weight equally between hip to hip or trunk rotate equally from side to side, it starts to develop a greater risk of potential injury or chronic tightnesses that will eventually lead to chronic injuries or even acute injury. So a missed swing that causes them to injure their back or something like that. So when we train, we want to train general athleticism still. And yes, as they get older, we might increase the specificity of their exercises, but still, even in senior athletes, we would still want to train some general athleticism to maintain that buffer zone so that their risk of injury is decreased from both a chronic perspective and an acute perspective. So that's why we would want to keep the functional movement system being able to adequately achieve movement and range of motion on both sides of their body. And then specifically when they're training for golf, that's when they would want to train specifically for a right-handed or left-handed swing.
There's a lot of injury prevention knowledge from his end. From my end, I also want to make sure that performance goes up. And for example, Matt here, he's one of the star players in the Valley, and he asked me last summer, that he wants to improve his fairway bunker play. And what do you have to say for that? What is important for you how do you think you're going to get better out of a fairly difficult lie like the fairway bunkers?
It's all athleticism. There's really no specific technique. I think out of a fairway bunker, it's just all athleticism and balance and stability that you learn in the gym.
So, in other words, the faster you can swing while maintaining stability on fairway bunker, the easier it is. So it's not a specific technique; it's simply just pure athleticism. Anything that you have to add that you started really working with speed training and stability training? What has it done for your golf game?
I think that it doesn't matter how good your technique is, and if we don't have good athleticism, you can't teach us how to get to those proper positions with the speed we need and the stability we need.
Yeah,
sure.
We had a situation last year where you realized that shots out of the rough are much easier all of a sudden. You had much more power, hitting a 7-iron or 8-iron out of the rough and still hitting it at a certain distance.
Yeah, there's no technique that goes along with that, really.
Yeah.
It's just having more speed.
Having more speed and more power. Yeah. Jake, you already hit it longer than a PGA Tour player, according to your speed. You still started working with your stability training. What do you see so far?
I think the stability really helps for ball contact. If the stability it's not there, then you're not going to be able to swing at the right spot. That's when you can tell with ball contact and hitting it here.
So a lot of players, a lot of kids understand where the golf club needs to be in space. But a lot of times when they're under speed, they lose position, they lose posture, and then it's very hard to control the club face or the club shaft, the way it comes into impact. So they want to hit it hard. They see the PGA Tour players and they want to hit it 300 yards. But if the body does not maintain posture, it's very hard to do that. Okay, you're a strong guy. You're at 13 and you hit it really, really long now. Give us a little feedback of the program in the last 6 weeks. Like, did you enjoy it? And so forth.
And I enjoyed it. Like, it helped with, like, I've actually gotten more speed on the club.
Yeah.
And my dragger amount is so long right now, but
Yeah. We're gonna get to that.
the strength training will help me make that ball really far with the dragger.
Yeah, I think for you also short game, getting you on a lot of unstable platforms, understanding that short game is all about balance and preciseness of maintaining posture, it helps you a lot pitching, creating that crisp contact. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I highly recommend creating an athlete first, and that's why we have these stations, Gallagher's Canyons junior program. A lot of kids need it. We have, I'd say, only 20% out of the kids are multi-sport athletes and have a chance to become a master at this difficult game. And I see a lot of kids struggling with basic functional movement and controlling their body parts, especially when they're growing fast. So that's why we have these stations, and we're catering to the really keen golfers, and that's what we need to support. So that's why we're doing this. Thanks for watching.